Ladies and gents, ladies and gents. Thank you. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to review, go over. You know what I mean? A lot to talk about, man. A lot. We got some allegations going around. Talk about the homie Puff, man. Shout out to the homie Puff. Shout out to the homie Puff, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie Puff. P. Diddy, I got the white on. You know what I mean? Gotta represent for the... Let me stop drawing, man. Got the white on representing. Yeah, you know what I mean? For you, Diddy. Man, before we get into it, I just got one question real quick. Can I borrow your baby oil? Your baby oil. Can we get some baby oil? Something. Help a brother out. It's been sold out for weeks. Let's get to the video. I found a video on YouTube. Something with TMZ involved. I don't know. TMZ video. It's fairly long. We're gonna rip through that joint real quick though. We're gonna get educated on what's going down in the industry and the hip hop culture, more specifically pertaining to Diddy. You know what I mean? Let's get into this shit, man. Got that Miss Rachel in the algorithm.
Diddy is in the crosshairs of the feds, and they mean business.
You would have thought they were taking down a violent gang leader, not somebody who makes music and has charmed America for decades.
Diddy is under criminal investigation after multiple lawsuits accused him of horrific crimes.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs accused of sex trafficking and sexual assault.
Now, people who lived in Diddy's world are talking to TMZ, and what they say is revealing and disturbing.
I knew all of that was going on. I've known the whole time.
Hey, yo.
I've seen Puff have anger spazzes on producers, females.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Diddy's alleged bad behavior went unchecked for years.
There have always been whispers and rumblings about Diddy.
His famous friends are heading for the hills.
They have 250 cameras they took out his house. A lot of people might be running from that tape.
Hey, yo.
I don't think it's only celebrities gonna be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You talking about the preachers was at the Puffy parties? The preachers was at the freak-offs? That's some holy ass baby oil. Holy ass baby oil.
People may fear that somehow he makes it out of this.
What did they fear?
A flat tire, being murdered, I don't know.
But
Flat
Suge
tire.
Knight, Diddy's archenemy, shockingly is sad over Diddy's undoing.
I'm not the type of guy to cheer for people's downfall. And if somebody gets killed or something happens to them, I'm not going to pop a champagne bottle.
I done seen this dude shake back from some stuff, right? So, I'm not gonna count him out.
TMZ
That ain't the
presents
Suge I know.
the downfall of Diddy.
That ain't the Suge I know, brother. Hold on.
I had just gotten out of the shower and walked inside of the studio, and it was such a nice day. I'm like, let me go sit outside on the bench for a little while. Heard a big boom, and then I heard like goo, 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 like the sounds of like armored vehicles
You
coming,
didn't know they was fucking armored vehicles.
approaching.
Damn, that shit like Bad Boys 2.
Simultaneous raids on March 25th, 2024. A massive show of force. Dozens of Homeland Security officers rolled up in armored vehicles at Sean Diddy Combs' mansions in Miami and LA. Diddy's close friend and producer, Stevie J, was at the Miami property,
He looked like a
and
fucking
things
creep.
got real.
Guys jumped out, you know what I'm saying? Guns up and aimed. Get up, get on the fucking ground. Drop your fucking phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm here by myself. You know, I didn't.
Hold up, this grown ass man, is that another grown ass man crib, or is this like a party house or something? I'm confused. Is this like a party house?
Ask too many questions. I've seen quite a lot of things, but none with the excessive force of this right here.
You would have thought they were taking down a violent gang leader, not somebody who makes music and appears in movies and has charmed America for decades.
Breaking news, the Department of Homeland Security has just confirmed to CNN that federal law enforcement agents have raided properties owned by musician and producer Sean Diddy Combs.
You can see a crowbar to get through this gate initially as well, the long guns, and a multitude of people. As you'll see, they'll zoom out a little bit just to see the amount of force they are using.
You know him as Diddy, formerly Puff Daddy, big-time rapper, big-time producer, big-time superstar, and now the feds at his houses in both locations.
Federal officers spent hours removing firearms, computers, boxes, and bags of items. Both properties left in shambles.
Damn. Where was that baby oil? And they broke up my man's safe.
They didn't do this to Harvey Weinstein, right? They didn't do this like this to Epstein, right?
Diddy's lawyer called the raids a gross overuse of military-level force and a witch hunt. He said Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name.
Where's
I don't know what they're looking for or where they're trying to reach.
In LA, 2 of Diddy's sons, Justin and King, were briefly detained, then released.
Damn. They got the drone?
A week later.
Hold on, these motherfuckers went full Call of Duty, Modern Warfare and shit. Who the fuck are they after? Who the fuck is they after? Like they strapped up. I know they ain't need all them guns for 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I'm just saying, man.
Justin's mom, Misa Hilton, posted this shocking video on social media. Security footage from inside the house. Officers with guns drawn and pointed toward Justin and his brother King. Misa called it overzealous and deplorable.
It's hard for me to imagine that had this been many other celebrities, particularly white celebrities, that their children would have been in handcuffs and they would have been forced to stare down the barrel of guns and seen armored tanks. It just seemed like a lot for a raid of a music producer.
That's what I'm saying. Who the fuck is they after?
You have to remember that Diddy has been in trouble on some weapons violations in the past. He has security. These are vast compounds with multiple people at them. And so using this type of force was not inappropriate in any way, shape, or form.
A federal judge had determined there was evidence, significant evidence. Diddy was involved in sex trafficking, sexual assault, and soliciting and distributing illegal narcotics and firearms. And that's why the search warrants were signed.
This is a massive investigation. The idea that the feds have taken up this investigation in the first place indicates that it's remarkably serious.
Aubrey O'Day, a member of Danity Kane and star of Making the Band, has been the lone voice for years, saying Diddy is a bad guy. She has not spoken publicly since the new allegations surfaced, until now.
If these allegations are true, why did it take so long for others to speak out? Because you really were a lone voice.
Real lone voice. I was literally text messaging producers, employers, from top to bottom levels. Like, y'all know what the fuck you saw. People were scared. If you know enough, you likely would be reasonable in being scared.
What did they fear?
Damn.
Anything you possibly could, Harvey. A flat tire, being murdered, I don't know. There's a lot of things people fear.
People don't like to go after a powerful person unless they're sure they will be victorious. Because if you go after a powerful person and it doesn't work out, as Omar from The Wire said, you come for the king, you best not miss. And people don't want to miss, because if you miss, that means you're shut out of the music industry, you might be shut out of Hollywood, you might lose opportunities, and based on some of these rumors, your car might blow up in your driveway.
Hold on, Diddy blew somebody's shit up? Hold on, listen. I ain't really too hip to what's going on with the rap game and the rap industry and all that good shit. Diddy was this fucking powerful, yo? Like on some real shit? Like we like to make jokes and shit, no Diddy and all that, but Diddy was really like that? I gotta do my fucking, my research and shit. Diddy got the shit on smash. I started to look at Diddy a whole nother way, man. And I like to crack my fair share of jokes and shit about Diddy and all, but this motherfucker sound like he was on some shit. Like, about some shit. Damn.
In order to get the warrants, the feds got one of Diddy's ex-girlfriends, Cassie Ventura, to describe how Diddy was involved in various criminal misdeeds. Others who recently filed lawsuits against Diddy did the same.
When we see, though, the Southern District of New York get involved in the way that they have, with obviously having a search warrant, which means probable cause, multi-agencies involved, it tells me that there's...
Let's talk about probable cause, man. Probable cause. That's a thin line, man. That's a thin line. That's like, oh, I got probable cause to search your vehicle because it smells like weed. Well, officer, what the fuck are you smelling? Because I don't smoke a motherfucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, that probable cause shit. Can't it be like, well, I smelled it, so that gave me probable cause to search your shit? Like, no, because then what stop you from lying? What stop you from lying and then, oh, I got probable cause now? Oh man, you just woke up and now you're on your way home from the crib. Damn, you just slurred your words. Motherfucker, I just woke up. You know what I mean? I ain't all the way up yet. I'm just trying to get back to the crib. I'm out here with my Craig slides on, my shorts and a beater, trying to get back to the crib and shit. Or I just ran to the store really quick. You know what I mean? I ain't really thinking about much. And here you go with all these questions, asking all these questions and shit. Got me thinking and shit. Now I'm stuttering. That's probable cause for me to be drunk, huh? Let me stop.
Something that we perhaps do not know yet, whether that's cooperating witnesses or whether that's allegations that are beyond what's currently in the public domain, something that has given them the indication to launch this investigation at this broad of a scale.
Based on the lawsuits
That's the vibe I get with
and
probable
the
cause.
federal search warrants that a judge signed, alleging human trafficking, firearms violations, sexual assault, all these other things. Does any of that surprise you?
No, I knew all of that was going on.
You just as wrong then.
I've known the whole time. I know what's gone on. A whole lot of people do, Harvey.
If you were speaking of back
It's
then, you could
a
have snitched.
stunning
Should've called the
downfall.
cops.
At 54, Diddy had it all. Wealth,
Diddy's
fame,
54?
power.
The key to the city!
Take that.
But Cassie's lawsuit led to a cavalcade of other lawsuits and allegations that
Don't
have
even look like Diddy.
rebranded the mogul as an alleged sex-crazed
that bottle
predator who would stop at nothing to get what he wanted. Diddy wasn't home when the raids went down. He was
course
at a
not.
small Miami airport where he was set to leave for a vacation. He was questioned briefly by authorities and released. TMZ captured these images of Diddy pacing nervously after the encounter.
I guess you wonder what's going to happen next, Diddy. I know.
Diddy wasn't arrested that day, but a member of his entourage was. 25-year-old Brendan Poole is now charged with possession of cocaine and marijuana candy.
What's up, Puff? How you doing, man?
How you doing, Diddy?
You doing, love?
Good.
How y'all doing? Good, man.
Here's the thing.
Diddy.
There were rumblings about Diddy's bad behavior for years, from drugs to physical abuse to guns.
Oh.
But none of it derailed his success. He seemed invincible.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm starting to get. He said it, the sun gonna shine forever.
I'm the best. I'm not the worst. I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? I've had my different things and point of views and stuff like that in the past, but I'm cured now. I'm loved and everything is all right. There you go.
But everything may not be all right for Diddy anymore. Once the Fed's investigation is complete, Diddy could face charges that could land him in prison for the rest of his life.
Oh shit. Don't send him to jail.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs accused of sex trafficking and sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in federal court here in New York.
Cassie describing the music mogul as a vicious, cruel, and controlling man, saying she was trapped and held down by Combs.
Cassie Ventura was Diddy's on and off again girlfriend for a decade, and her allegations turned Diddy's world upside down.
So hold on. Before they get into it, let me try to figure this out. So she spoke up and said something, and then that gave them probable cause to get warrants for everything else that they said, the trafficking and the guns and the drugs and the baby oil and all that stuff. That's how that worked. Because he was beating her up. I remember this song.
Cassie filed a lawsuit in November 2023, and that was the catalyst for the federal investigation and those military-style raids.
Really?
How unusual is it for the feds to kind of have their eyes opened by civil litigation, which seems to have happened here?
Well, it's certainly important for the feds, the Department of Justice, to have their eyes open to what's going on around them. With the Department of Homeland Security involved, that indicates that this goes beyond the border. And that tells me that the Department of Justice and the investigators in this case may have inclinations or information about that has led to the massive scale of this investigation.
Cassie was a 19-year-old singer when Diddy signed her to his Bad Boy record label shortly after they met.
Now.
I want everybody to meet Cassie. Y'all know that's Cassie. When I saw her and I met her, that's what kind of made me like really fall in love with the project, because I saw something more than just records.
Cassie's self-titled album was released in 2006. About a year later, her relationship with Diddy became romantic.
In her lawsuit, Cassie claimed Diddy quickly lured her into an ostentatious, fast-paced, and drug-fueled lifestyle.
Dang.
She said Diddy gave her copious amounts of drugs, including opiates and ecstasy.
Here you go, show her to Cassie right here, guys. And together, guys, right here, Cassie.
He scared her so much that she ended up just taking her drugs, right? She was like, you know, I don't want anything bad to happen to me. Let me take these drugs that he's supplying.
Cassie claimed Diddy was often violent, forced her to carry a gun in her purse. She says in 2012, Diddy became enraged when he heard about a brief relationship she had with rapper Kid Cudi. During a rough patch with Diddy.
I heard about this.
Diddy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car. Kid Cudi confirmed his car had been blown up in his driveway.
Blew that shit to smithereens. Don't fuck with Puff Daddy.
In 2015, Cassie claims a severely intoxicated Diddy dangled one of her friends off a 17th floor hotel balcony.
This nigga is a savage. He said it. He's a fucking savage. Blew up a nigga car, dangled a motherfucker out the window and shit. Like 4 Color Girls, what is happening?
The complaint going on to accuse Combs of uncontrollable rage, alleging that he often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on her. Then allegedly used his money to hide evidence of abuse, including putting Ventura up in a hotel for days to heal.
Cassie described one violent incident where Diddy stomped on her face repeatedly, causing her to bleed profusely. She says Diddy's head of security tried to step in, but he was unsuccessful.
From wild sex parties to sex workers, the allegations against this music mogul are shocking.
At one point also, she said that he would force her to interact sexually with escorts, and he would watch himself and enjoy himself and pleasure himself while watching her. They were called freak-offs. Very interesting term.
I've never witnessed that type of behavior. I don't know what a man do in his bedroom or nothing like that. They was rocking together.
Hey, yo, Stevie J, man, fuck out of here, man. I know his freak ass. He was the motherfucking, when Diddy wasn't around, he was the co-host of the motherfucking Freak Offs. I know he was. Look at him. Look at it. That right there lets you know, man, the co-host of the Freak Offs.
From what I know, all I know is they both was rock stars, living their best life in a relationship.
Cassie claims she only participated in those freak-off encounters because she was afraid she'd be beaten if she refused. Cassie also claimed near the end of their relationship, Diddy forced his way into her home and raped her.
Oh, you can't say that on the stream.
All of the Diddy controversy exploded because of the Cassie lawsuit. Once Cassie files that civil suit, now people feel like it's not rumor or innuendo anymore. You have somebody who was in a publicly known relationship with him for a very long time. And when that person is making allegations about freak-offs, and when that person is talking about different types of potentially criminal activity that's being alleged, now people believe it.
One of the biggest legal blunders of all time was when Cassie threatened a lawsuit unless Diddy paid her $30 million. He told her to pound sand, never believing she'd do it. But she did. Diddy's lawyer insisted Cassie was blackmailing his client, but that lawsuit opened Pandora's box.
Social media, especially TikTok, went crazy, and in a nanosecond, Diddy's reputation was trashed.
Ooh, Diddy, you are in trouble.
The stuff that he made her do is sick. I hope Cassie gets the justice that she deserves.
Diddy, you are going to prison. Honey, Cassie has bought the receipts on Diddy, honey, and she's suing him for the things he's done to her.
Diddy tried to stop the bleeding by settling with Cassie just a day after she filed. His lawyer said it was not an admission of wrongdoing, but the damage was done.
Diddy's most egregious and fatal error strategically was not settling with Cassie behind closed doors. If he settles with Cassie behind closed doors, there's a good chance that none of this controversy is happening. There's a good chance that other people wouldn't have their own lawsuits pile on. There's a good chance law enforcement wouldn't have had their radars activated by all the allegations of illegal activity. There's a chance that Diddy would just be living his normal billionaire life right now.
What more do I have to do, man? Look at my hat, man. Look at my hat. Look how I show up on the Amalfi Coast, B.
It looked like she put so much information out into the streets that embarrassed you that you didn't want any more of it to come out. And because of that, Diddy looks more guilty than he did had he just settled behind closed doors from the beginning.
If she said that he did it, he didn't. Did you read the things that he did to her?
P. Diddy going to jail. Yeah, he going to jail.
When the lawsuit happened, it started a domino effect, but also what was said in the lawsuit was really the part that took people by surprise because of the rape allegations, of the sex trafficking allegations, of the abuse that she went into detail about. It was very much like, oh, this is definitely the one that's going to shake the table and shake his foundation.
Suddenly, it was like everyone was just coming out of the woodwork.
I was sick. I was sick of you. I was sick of everything that was going on around you. I was sick of having to cover up everything that you did.
When Cassie found the strength to use her voice and speak her truth, it gave other people the courage to do the same. And I think that's also just kind of how this...
Hold on. Let me tell you what I heard. So I heard, right, that the... He did a... I heard that Diddy, right, tried to sue the liquor joint, the liquor boy, Diego, Fuego. Anyway, the liquor joint, right? And then they turned around and got with Shorty and told Shorty to press the charges on Diddy or whatever, and she ended up getting paid by the liquor people and getting paid by Puff through the settlement or whatever. So she got paid twice. But that was just the, like, get the window cracked a little bit. And then once the window was cracked a little bit, the liquor company bull, Diego, Fuego, whatever the bull, right? The liquor bull over top of the liquor bulls, right? That's when they was like, oh, it's a crack in the window, boom. And then they kicked in the front door. It was a crack in the window, but then they was like, boom, kicked in the front door and shit. We got him. You want to fuck with us? And then it's like, Diddy is powerful, right? With all this going on, it seems like he's very powerful. But then the liquor, Diablo, Diddy was like, all right, bet. Now that she did that and we broke her off and Diddy broke her off and now the window was cracked and now they kicked in the front door even though the window was cracked. But you think they was going to slide through the crack of the window? No, they kicked in the front fucking door and it was like, boom, we got him. And now all this extra shit that's going on is because the liquor bull used her as a pawn to get everything opened up. I don't know how true that is. You know what I mean? Allegedly. That's just what I heard.
Came to be. If one person has a power and has the ability to be honest and tell their story, then it allows other people to do the same.
Yeah.
In fact, at least 3 other women came forward and filed lawsuits. Joy Dickerson Neal.
And then they using this time, right? They like, oh man, and they thinking back when Mr. Cosby was going through what he was going through. They saw everybody coming under woodworks, right? Boom. Now, Shorty, what's her name? Cassie. She said what she had to do, and it did what she had to do because the liquor boy, Diego, anyway, broke her off or whatever. Now everybody, you know what I mean? They like, oh man, they did it with Mr. Cosby. They gonna do it with him now. And then lo and behold, everybody gonna speak up. And I'm not saying it ain't true, but I'm saying, like, if you working for a motherfucker and then you don't like him to the point where they be like, damn, I don't like this motherfucker, but I'm gonna stick around because he keep paying me well, right? And then the minute you get the rat on him, you take the chance to rat on him. I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying, like, you get an opportunity to rat on a motherfucker. Now, boom, now it's time to rat on this motherfucker.
Claimed Diddy drugged and sexually assaulted her 33 years ago and secretly recorded the...
33 years ago. I wasn't even born yet. They are trying to get paid. I mean, it's not about right or wrong. Can you blame them? I would want to get paid too. Let me have been head of Diddy security at the time. Oh, I want 50 mil, dog. Oh, I'm giving up all the tapes on you.
Counter, and then shared it with others. Liza Gardner claimed Diddy raped her and a friend in 1990. And another woman who refused to be named claimed Diddy and 2 other men gang raped her when she was just 17.
Oh my God, I don't think
Diddy is now facing another very serious lawsuit. And, you know, this all started with the Cassie lawsuit. And then there were 2 more accusers. An anonymous accuser, as a Jane Doe, filed it in federal court today.
Jane Doe.
And anonymous. Her allegation goes back to 2003.
It was bad for Diddy. 4 women had come forward within 3 weeks in November and December 2023.
No, man, ain't no fuck
Diddy
that
himself
baby oil. It's all about
finally
the baby
released
oil.
a statement saying, and this is a quote, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday."
Diddy's response to all of these lawsuits has been, they're coming after my money. Everybody's an extortionist. That's not entirely untrue. I mean, everybody connected to him in these lawsuits has made money off of him. They've expected payment from him. But because somebody pays your bills doesn't mean that they're entitled to do harm to you. It doesn't mean that they're entitled to exploit you or abuse you or otherwise mistreat you. So yes, people might.
And just because you know how much money a nigga got don't mean that they owe you shit. Or that mean you could just run around this motherfucker lying. Because what's stopping me from saying, yo, I was there, I seen this shit, he did this to me. They don't know. All I gotta say was he was fucked up off the baby oil.
I want more money from you, but it doesn't mean you're off the hook.
New allegations of sexual harassment and assault against Sean Diddy Combs.
On February 26, 2024, yet another lawsuit was filed against Diddy, this one from Rodney Lil Rod Jones, one of Diddy's former producers and videographers. And the allegations were even more shocking.
He is alleging groping, fondling, grooming, and he goes on and on about going to a party where he says he was drugged and allegedly raped.
Rodney Lil Rod Jones worked with Diddy for about a year starting in 2022. He claims he recorded hundreds of hours of video and audio of Diddy, his staff, and others engaging in serious illegal activity.
Everybody's just telling me what he's allegedly capable of, and, it's very scary for myself, and, it has me worried about my kids and, just sleeping with anxiety and different things like that. So just moving forward, just gonna pause on everything until we know that it's clear and safe for me to come back outside to work.
Jones claims he has irrefutable evidence depicting, among other things, Diddy's illicit drug use and unregistered firearms.
Jones also claims he witnessed Diddy and other famous rappers consorting with underage girls and sex workers. And the lawsuit alleges Diddy kept 3 sex workers on a monthly retainer, including Daphne Joy, who has a son with Diddy's nemesis, 50 Cent. Daphne denies the claim.
50?
And here's the clincher. Jones alleges he was repeatedly sexually assaulted by Diddy.
It's usually rare that a male will step forward and accuse someone of sexual assault and, participating in freak-offs and things of that nature. When he came forward, it definitely added to the disturbing claims.
See, but you see how she said that? It's rare. So how you know that's not all part of the plan from the liquor bowl? Diego, Diablo, Dido, Diablo. Anyway, how do you not know? Be like, yo, this my time right here. Ain't nobody ever gonna believe this shit. Boom. Here we go. Yo, he touched my butt.
That Diddy was already up against. It's just now from a male perspective, as someone who worked closely with him on his last album.
Grown man booty.
I want
Diddy's the new
to
booty
tell
warrior.
anyone out there watching, this is not about his sexuality.
It's
that
not.
has been a big focus
It's
highlighted
not.
everywhere.
I think that puppy is not man enough to come out and simply say he's bisexual.
Bisexual, black male, sex cult.
Do you want to know what the judicial system cares about? Crimes. They don't care if a man has sex with a man, a woman, or 18 women. And I believe in the justice system. And the justice system doesn't rate anyone's home over their sexuality.
NBC is learning exclusively that the music producer accusing Diddy of sexual assault and harassment is also accusing actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Now, he's saying Gooding groped and fondled him while they were on Combs' yacht.
His case got more holes than a Jamaican shirt. Lil Rod is a fraud, man.
Stevie J.
He don't got no legs to stand on. This is merely an extortion attempt by him and his lawyer. That's all I can say.
Stevie J, man.
Diddy attorney Sean Hawley told TMZ in a statement, Lil Rod is nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. His reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. In fact, TMZ has learned there are some big problems with Rodney Jones' lawsuit. For one, it was filed by an attorney named Tyrone Blackburn, who is under the microscope of a federal disciplinary committee in New York. A judge who ordered that committee to look into Blackburn's tactics said the lawyer had shown a pattern of filing, and this is a quote, cases in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations, and pressure defendants to settle quickly.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? This is exactly what I said a couple minutes ago, but with all these big ass words and shit. Salacious allegations and the pressure defendants to settle quickly. Like, come on, man, I just said that shit, man.
Another big problem, Jones included in the lawsuit a screen grab he claimed was Diddy's producer and close friend Stevie J
having sex with another man. But apparently, it wasn't Stevie J.
The photo is definitely not myself. You know what I'm saying? This lie's been ongoing for a long time. A guy from the LGBT community, a porn star, he raised his hand. He said, that's my dirty work. That ain't my work.
Hey, yo.
That's cool if dudes do that, but that's not my thing. I like to embrace a nice woman. I wasn't mad. It's just like, for the hard work I put in for these 30 years in this industry, this is what I gotta resort to. Watching this, my kids gotta see this, my mom got to see this.
Hey man, you still a freak, Stevie J. I don't give a fuck. You was at the freak off, nigga. You was at the freak off.
It seemed much more like a tell-all rag book than it did an actual civil lawsuit. When you combine how bizarre the lawsuit looked with his attorney being a little bit sketchy in terms of the kind of cases he takes up, it felt like it could be a bit of revenge combined with legitimate concern.
Damn, he sounds like he know what he's talking about.
With all the allegations and a federal investigation that seems to be closing in on Diddy, you'd think it's over for him. But don't count him out just yet.
Come on, it's Diddy, you can't count him
has
out.
dodged bullets before.
Like Neo in The Matrix.
This is not Combs' first run-in with the law. He was arrested in April for assaulting a record executive.
Combs testified before a grand jury this week.
Combs was arrested at the university's Acosta Athletic Training Complex for assault.
He also had run-ins with the law, accused of assaulting a photographer.
Damn.
He's been having controversies since the early 90s, and he's never been convicted of any serious crimes. He's been lots of allegations, lots of accusations.
His first bout with trouble was way back in 1991. Diddy co-promoted an event in New York City. The number of folks who showed up was nearly twice the capacity for the venue, resulting in a stampede that led to 9 deaths and 29 injuries.
I heard about
The things I deal with can no way measure up to the pain that the families deal with. And I just pray for the families, and I pray for the children that lost their lives.
Diddy was at the center of a violent incident again in December 1999, and this time, one of the biggest stars on the planet would be pulled into the fray.
Police say Lopez and Combs were picked up along with his bodyguard and driver, fleeing a shooting in a Manhattan nightclub that left 3 people injured.
Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez. One night, he took her out to a New York City nightclub when all hell broke loose.
So essentially, J-Lo and Diddy were out partying with a couple of his friends, their friends, Shine, another rapper, and an altercation ensued, shots were fired.
I feel terrible that people were hurt that night.
Puffy's talking about the shooting inside Club New York in the wee hours of Monday morning. 3 people were shot. None of them received life-threatening injuries. Police say after the shooting, Puffy and his equally famous girlfriend, actress-singer Jennifer Lopez, fled in a Lincoln Navigator.
3 people were shot and injured. Diddy, J-Lo, and a bodyguard named Anthony Wolf Jones were later arrested, charged, and hauled into jail.
Mr. Combs feels very confident. Mr. Combs is not guilty. He is focused. He wants the trial to start, and he is confident that when it's over, we'll be standing out here telling you that he's just been acquitted.
Diddy was found not guilty. Shine was convicted of assault and reckless endangerment. He served 9 years in prison, but questions linger. Was it actually Diddy who pulled the trigger? And did Shine just take the fall?
I literally watched them pull out the guns. I've had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I got shot in my nose. I was facing them directly. I watched everything occur and have described it, vehemently to all parties involved. I have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face.
Diddy arrested for making terrorist threats at UCLA. It involves his son. It involves a very famous football coach and an altercation that ended up with Diddy holding a kettlebell. And the question, was he trying to hit this coach with a kettlebell or was he trying to defend himself?
Oh, man.
The one thing you gotta do is you have to be there for your kids, 110%. So as a father, if you feel, or a mother, anybody can relate to if you feel like you have to go and straighten something out for your child. Was there a kettlebell involved? I went there to communicate.
Diddy was charged with 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of making terrorist threats, and 1 count of battery. But the DA wound up dropping the case.
He kind of just has a way of getting out of very tough situations. and he's been doing so for decades.
Rapper and songwriter Mark Curry worked with Diddy for nearly a decade and says Diddy definitely has an ugly side.
I've seen Puff have anger spazzes on producers, females.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
That's how he be with that
A&Rs,
booty.
every people who work for him. So not just the females, it's guys, producers. I seen them spaz.
Curry remembers a particularly nasty incident between Diddy and the mother of 4 of his children, Kim Porter.
You saw him get physical with Kim?
I didn't see him get physical with Kim, but I know situations where, let's say if Kim said she fell on a boat and broke her nose, and I say that's not actually what happened. She went into it, she just got a broke nose. I think her and Puff went to home together, and then next thing you know, she had the Band-Aid on. So you already know what happened. So she didn't, you say, she slipped and she fell. No, I don't think that, because they was just arguing real big last night. He was really mad.
Kim Porter died of pneumonia in 2018, but she was just one of a long list of women who were allegedly abused by Diddy. Ex-girlfriend Gina Wynn went public with this story in 2019.
He like stomped on my stomach.
What the fuck?
Like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him, like, can you stop? I can't breathe. And he like stopped for a little bit. He like grabbed my hair from the back and like was like punching the back of my head.
Damn.
Cause he was just avoiding my face when he was like hitting me.
Diddy's attorney calls Wynn's allegations, quote, false and unsubstantiated.
If Puff put his hands on a female, he would do it behind a closed door. And when the door opened, you would be like, wow, somebody has on a bandage.
Did you ever see any?
This nigga stuck on these band-aids. Someone got the bandage. Let me go get something else to drink, man. I'll be right back. Hold on, y'all. To make me a little drinky drink.
Thing like that, where somebody came out of a room looking injured or upset like that?
Yeah. You go in the room, you walk in, you come out, not looking the way you went in.
Diddy's legal team tells TMZ Mr. Curry's statements about what he thinks probably occurred between Mr. Combs and Miss Porter are pure speculation and not based on any personal observations or knowledge. Before the latest allegations came to light, Diddy was known as one of the most powerful and successful stars in music. His rags to riches story, extraordinary.
Rags to riches?
Sean Combs had a rough childhood growing up in Harlem.
He did?
His mother worked with kids with special needs, his father a drug dealer.
Damn.
Diddy was exposed to crime and violence early on. When he was just 3 years old, his father was shot and killed while sitting in a car in New York City. But Diddy maintains his drive for success came from his dad.
Even if we don't know our parents, we still have their DNA in us.
I mean, I'm with him on that.
We have their genes, and I have this hustler's mentality, his hustler spirit, his drive, his determination, his swag.
That swag landed him an internship at a record company at age 20, and he quickly started moving up the ranks.
What's up? My name is Puff Daddy. This is my new artist, the Notorious B.I.G. And we here at the Outkast picnic, just getting our swerve all the way on.
He was driven, he was passionate, he was motivated. He knew what he wanted out of the gate.
We making music strictly for the streets. We appreciate your support. And it's all good.
He knew that he was going to be on top. He has his struggle of an upbringing, and then he comes out and he's this ferocious beast, and he wants to just dominate the industry.
He had his first #1 hit on the Billboard hip hop charts in 1997 with Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, and would go on to earn the top spot 10 more times.
Take it low. You can even do it.
Bad boys, that's how they ran up in this crib. Them bad boys, you know what I mean?
I take pride in being one of the
bad boys too.
most successful producers in hip hop history. I have the most #1s as a hip hop artist.
Add to that 3 Grammys, and in 2023, the MTV Video Music Awards Global Icon Award.
Nobody deserves to be called an icon more than this man. Diddy Puff Daddy Love.
All I am is a man with ambition to be the best. When I failed, it just gave me the vision to see
But conquering the music world wasn't enough for Diddy. He became a one-man marketing machine.
Dude, the new collection is great. You're watching Revolt. 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 Revolt.
It's a revolution.
Ciroc is for the culture.
I feel like he always knew in the back of his mind, like, his end goal was to be a mogul.
All this has made Diddy very, very rich. His estimated net worth, close to $1 billion.
Big ball, Diddy! Oh my God!
Diddy has lived a life of extravagance. Multiple homes, planes,
Black excellence.
yachts, cars, and of course, those legendary parties.
I would hang out and watch him throw parties.
Sure, he famously threw his white party out.
He would throw a party. One point, I went to Philly, followed him all the way to Philly. He threw a party, and he said, "Yo, Playboy, this party costs $1.5 million."
They're actually fun parties. A lot of famous people star-studded. You'd be sometimes amazed by some of the people that you see there.
Some of the people who attended the parties have said that there was a lot of sex during these parties, and that kind of opens the door to some of the allegations that we've been reading about. What about that?
So there was a lot of sex, but it didn't happen at the party. It was after parties, not necessarily at the party.
Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them.
There have always been
about them
whispers
free
and rumblings
calls.
about Diddy. The whisperings and rumblings, though, weren't about criminal activity. They were simply about his party lifestyle. They were about his social activities and maybe even his sexual activities. There's always been whispers and rumors and innuendo, but like many things in Hollywood, it was on a need-to-know basis. Those who knew, and many fans and everyday people, especially before social media, were completely in the dark about what was going on.
What up, boss? How's it going, Dave? Nice to see you. Easy.
Over time, however, we've come to see more, hear more, and know more.
Aubrey O'Day sounded the alarm for years that Diddy was a dangerous man. She was dismissed as disgruntled and bitter. A lot of people now think Aubrey was telling the truth all along.
Oh,
After Cassie filed her lawsuit, you said, been trying to tell y'all for years. What were you trying to tell people?
That Diddy was not a safe human and that you should be careful if you're planning on entering any type of relationship with him, from business to personal.
And this was based on your personal experience.
Yes.
Did he ever mistreat you?
Yes. Have you ever seen Making the Band?
Yeah.
Did he ever mistreat you is the funniest question I think I've ever heard. Of course.
Aubrey worked under Diddy for close to 5 years as a member of the girl group Danity Kane.
Hey, y'all look over this way, please.
Hold on. And she was famously fired from the group by Diddy on Making the Band.
You want to show all your skin. You want to be naked.
We are not happy. You hate me, then why you have me here?
I don't have to have you here. That's one thing that we can make clear. That's one thing we can make clear.
But
I don't have to have you here. I'm trying.
Why do you have me here? Because every time it's just such a problem.
Check this out. You're clear on that. You understand now. I'm asking myself, why do I have you here? I'm gonna tell you right this. I don't like her energy. I don't like her style and direction where she's going with it. I don't like what she does to the brand when she's wilding out there, being overly raunchy, promiscuous. So there's nothing else to talk about. Would you like to go with her? Because she's not gonna be in Danity Kane.
Damn.
The mistreatment
Could you
is
imagine working
enough
for this
to have
nigga?
changed the course and direction of my entire life. The mistreatment was enough for me to have to spend a good amount of time in the hands of professionals to learn what grooming is and unlearn the grooming. The treatment was so bad in some regards that I'm not ready to speak about it yet, but I will.
Are you talking verbal, physical, or both?
That's not
All
a
of the above.
question that I'm prepared to dive into right now.
Oh, come on.
But I can say this, as that seems to be a question that a lot of people love to ask. Does it matter? I've been in physically abusive situations. The verbal ones hurt me way more. The abuse was significant enough to change the course of my life.
I don't work these amount of years to have you talk to me this way.
I'm not meaning
So I
to
don't want you in the group no more.
Damn.
All right, because I don't want to even have to have this conversation.
On making the band alone, we experienced intimidation tactics, we experienced body shaming, beat downs, and then when we thought we were absolutely nothing, and I'm talking from sleep deprivation to bunkers, it was very like training us to be good soldiers.
Do you feel that he was looking for young people who never had a frame of reference, like you, where it would be easier to do whatever you say he did?
I can't tell you his intentions because I don't live inside that man's brain. I never plan to, and I pray I never go anywhere close to what that is. Everything is just always about Diddy, and whatever Diddy's narrative is over there, you're being told it from every angle. And you meet a person that is an excellent groomer. What happens is they start to let you know what's wrong with you. That starts to make you question the things that you believe about yourself.
Can I ask a question? What do you want to look like, though? Do you want to look like a playboy, playmate? Do you want to look like you?
I'm done with all of that.
No.
Like,
what do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell
what
you.
do you want to look
I'll tell
like?
you.
You like big hair, though.
I don't like big hair.
Like big hair. You like big hair. You like a lot of makeup
about
and
me.
all that.
His narrative of me, promiscuous, problematic, all that rah-rah, you know, the bad, all the negatives. That's why the only offer I had after being fired on national television in front of the world as a child came from Hugh Hefner. And it was to do the cover of Playboy. I had to work very hard to get anyone to give me an opportunity.
I noticed.
What do you mean by that?
Work hard. Work hard to be on Playboy.
What do you mean by that?
Work hard in what ways? What exactly did you do to be on this Playboy cover magazine? No, he asked the right question. I'm gonna ask again.
What do you mean by that?
Talk us through it.
You have a Danny Kane necklace on.
Run that back, man.
Negatives. That's why the only offer I had after being fired on national television in front of the world as a child came from Hugh Hefner.
Only offer I had after getting fired on national television as a child, she says, was Hugh Hefner? One more time.
Oh, the bad, all the negatives. That's why the only offer I had after being fired on national television in front of the world as a child.
As a child, after getting fired on national television, only offer you had was Hugh Hefner. Is that any fucking better? Like, Hugh Hefner? The only person. One more time, I'm sorry, y'all. One more time.
All that rah-rah, you know, the bad, all the negatives.
Listen.
That's why the only offer I had after being fired on national television in front of the world as a child came from Hugh Hefner. And it was to do the cover of Playboy. I had to work very hard to get anyone to give me an opportunity.
I noticed you have a Danny Kane necklace on. I'm just wondering how you process Danity Kane, which in so many ways gave opportunities, but is so connected to Diddy. Does that make you sad?
Fuck what they talk about right now. You call yourself a child, and the only opportunity you had after that shit was Hugh Hefner? Is that any better though? It's Hugh fucking Hefner. He was a dirtball too. He had baby oil. He scratched off the Johnson & Johnson and slapped the fucking bunny on it. Get the fuck.
Can you distinguish between Diddy and your success there, or is it all just so intertwined?
Complex question. Quickest answer. If you do enough work on yourself, you can get to a place where you will be able to distinguish yourself from abusers and toxic situations. Anyone out there that has gone through that or is in that right now, please hear me. Resonate with me in this moment. You can distinguish every piece of it. You can separate them and you can pick what parts you are going to carry with you into your future. So I wear this necklace for my ladies out there. I think it's because we were surrounded by a team of men. And I don't know that any of those men ever had our best in.
Is that her? Is that her? Is that her? Right there? Right. Oh, right there in the green? Right there? Right there. That's her? That's her right there in the green. Right there. Right there. That one. Next to Diddy. That's her? That don't even look like her.
Hand.
Last September.
That don't even look like her.
I think it's because we were surrounded by a team of men.
Were you surrounded by a team of men at the bunny house?
And I don't know that any of those men ever had our best interest at hand.
Last September, Diddy did something to counter some of the rumors he was a monster.
I read that you are going to actually give back the publishing rights to a bunch of artists on your label, which is incredible because it's happening at a moment that actually those rights are going for a very high dollar, and many people would keep that money for themselves.
Yes, us as a people have to look within and do the right thing. So it was just the right thing to do, and it's reform for the industry and reform for just us as people.
Well, you're an incredible human.
When TMZ ran the headline, and I have a screenshot of it because I do want to call you out. I received the publishing deal. I know what it says. I know how much money it was giving me. I'll tell you, $330. $300.30 for a full release of all claims against Diddy and many other players. Never can disparage Diddy on any social media site, on any podcast, on any format. Never have any rights to any claims again over any type of wrongdoings with your music or with any of these parties listed. Once you sign it, in fact, it said, you can never mention the existence of this contract ever again.
What do you think was behind him making a move to return rights for so little at this point in time? What do you think his motivation was there?
I think you would probably be making moves to keep as many people quiet as possible. When I went to look at the publishing deal, it said anything but I'm being made whole financially again. In fact, it asked me to not be able to have access to my story and my experience anymore. It asked me specifically to stay silent and never speak poorly about a human. So then I realized something really bad is coming because this isn't a man that was reformed.
I'm just not who I am before. I'm something different. So my new name is Love.
Do you know what the word love means to everybody? We live and die to find a human on this earth that will genuinely love us.
Is that true?
The man took the most beautiful, precious, unreachable words, livable, lifetime words, and put it in his fucking name. had his publicist send you a lie or a reformation of the truth, and everybody maybe signed it and can't talk? I don't know why no one else is coming forward and talking about this, frankly.
How do you describe yourself? I'm vivacious.
You know, I gotta play devil's advocate. Doesn't that make it a little bit harder when you are the only one that says something, though? Like, if nobody else says anything, right? Doesn't it make it harder for what you got going on? For example, if nothing did happen, but a shit ton of people says it happened, right? That doesn't mean it happened, but more people are saying that it did, so more people are gonna believe that it happened, right? Oh, you gotta go. But more people are gonna say that it happened, right? So what was I about to say? Anyway, so like, yeah, so if one person is saying all this stuff is happening and nobody else says anything, and then if you have the other situation where a shit ton of people says it happened and it doesn't really happen, it's like people that go to jail because somebody lying. Like, oh, he did X, Y, and Z to me. She did X, Y, and Z to me, right? Then boom, they go to jail. Then 20 years down the road, they be like, oh, it never happened, right? Like, it's tough. That's why, like, unless you physically showing me some shit, right? It'd be tough. Or a bunch of people come out, but then they don't just come out and say he did X, Y, and Z or she did X, Y, and Z. They be like, boom, here go the pictures, here go the videos, here go the recordings, here go the tapes, here go the, you know what I mean? The receipts. Because it's even worse when you got a shit ton of money like him. Because if you got a shit ton of money like him, like they were saying, a bunch of motherfuckers will come out the woodworks. Yo, $30 million. Yeah, he touched my butt too for $30 million. And then let's say a bunch of liars get into the mix. Now you take it away from the motherfuckers that tell the truth. But like, oh, you got 10 people over here telling the truth, and that's what it's gonna be. But you got 30 more motherfuckers over here telling lies, and then now the people, the truth tellers, is getting mixed in with the liars and shit. This is
eccentric,
tough.
and I'm a Scorpio.
What's one misconception about you?
There are no misconceptions about me.
There's no doubt the conversations around Diddy have changed significantly since Cassie's lawsuit came out. And things that may seem innocent.
Now this one is out of pocket. The Bieber, that shit is wild. Cause he had this young man stuttering, nervous as shit. It's different when you with a shorty, because a shorty will try to play it off. Oh, stop. But this young boy right here, he ain't telling P. Diddy to stop. Like, he couldn't. He was too young, and it's like he ain't really know how to move and get out of that situation type shit.
In the past, are now being looked at in an entirely different way.
You know, where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
A video of Diddy with a then 15-year-old Justin Bieber.
This, I'm gonna prove it to y'all. Moving forward, anytime it's a video with P. Diddy and Bieber in it at the same time, listen to P. Diddy talk, but watch Justin Bieber's body language the whole time while Diddy talking. It'll tell you everything.
Surfaced. It was taken while Bieber was visiting Diddy's home, and given all the new allegations, it seemed, well, a little weird.
He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Crazy. Speculation as to what he saw at Diddy's home ran rampant on social media.
Did P. Diddy groom a very young Justin Bieber?
And people say it almost looks like Justin Bieber didn't want to be there. It looks like it was completely scripted, and P. Diddy looked completely suspicious.
I think it's clear that Justin Bieber definitely looks uncomfortable. Watching it gives me personally a very weird pit in my stomach, especially watching it through the lens of all of the accusations against Diddy right now.
A few days later, a second bizarre video emerged of Diddy and Justin that just added fuel to the fire.
They play.
Watch his body language. Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But
you never really got my number, so. Right, okay. My number?
Then another video resurfaced.
Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that, right? Nervous as shit. You try calling, but you don't really got you want my number? Yo, run it back. Wow, Diddy's talking. Look at Bieber, man.
Through the lens of all of the accusations against Diddy right now.
A few days later, a second bizarre video emerged of Diddy and Justin that just added fuel to the fire.
Selling out arenas and everything, starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so. Right, okay. My number?
Then another video resurfaced and raised eyebrows. Usher talking to Howard Stern about what he saw when he moved in with Diddy when he was just 13. His manager sent him there to learn what life as a star was all about.
I went there to see the lifestyle, right? And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit. I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
But Usher later expressed concern about what he was exposed to when he was living with Diddy.
I mean, I'm 13 years old. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? There were a lot of things I seen and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very tough decisions in my life about who I would be.
Usher and Bieber have not commented on the latest allegations, but other artists have taken Diddy to task. 50 Cent, who's tangled with him for years, tweeted, "It's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done."
He's corny. He's Uncle Tom.
Of course.
That's what Curtis is. He want to see the black man go down before anybody else.
Stevie J been talking shit this whole interview. Every time this nigga come on here and talk shit about somebody, oh, he's a liar. He don't give a shit. He made it all the fuck up. This and that. He's Uncle 50 Cent, fuck him. He's a liar. He probably didn't even get shot 9 times. Who is this nigga?
He's just sore. He's just sore because his baby mother's with Puff. Don't be sore. Don't be a hater.
This
you know
motherfucker don't
Get
give
greater.
a shit, man. Stevie J, man, shut the
So
fuck up, Stevie
with him,
J.
he's
Shut
just
the
a
fuck
troll.
up. He's just a troll. Shut the fuck up. I don't like that.
Mary J. Blige, a friend of Diddy's for 30 years, posted,
I don't like that
unfortunately,
nigga,
a lot of
man.
you all
I don't
met
like
me
that
when I lacked
motherfucker.
boundaries and was
Man,
a people
fuck Stevie
pleaser.
J.
Let me reintroduce myself. I burned bridges as needed, apparently referring to her own experience with Diddy.
Man, fuck Stevie J, man. Fuck Diddy. Fuck out of here, Diddy. He was patting that nigga down looking for that wire. Ain't no party
Diddy
like a
has
Diddy party.
befriended some of the biggest names in entertainment for decades. Yet none of those stars have come out to defend him. Not one. That may say less about Diddy and more about Hollywood.
Hollywood is eerily and noticeably quiet about all of the Diddy controversy right now. And I think it's a very simple reason for it. And that is people in glass houses don't want to throw stones.
Even Ashton Kutcher, who met Diddy when they both had shows on MTV and was one of his closest friends, hasn't uttered a peep.
The radio silence around this case, in my opinion, is highly unusual. Even if you look at, say, R. Kelly, who's someone who's very much maligned and should be given what he's been convicted of, he did have supporters early on. Diddy has none. It's crickets.
A lot of these cats, they don't have, first of all, they don't have the heart. Second of all, it's like, I can't be seen standing next to him while that's going on. I don't want people to look at me funny. So you got those that just won't come near it because they don't want to be affected. And that's just the way it is.
There are a lot of people who are probably implicated in his events in his activities, even if they're not criminally guilty, they just might have been at a party. They may just have been hanging out. And if he gets attached to something that is considered awful or outside the boundaries of what you're allowed to do, then no one wants to be connected to him at all.
Is there another reason why other people ain't speaking out in his defense?
I think a lot of people are just trying to understand it. Understand what is and what's not, you know?
Another reason people aren't coming to Diddy's defense, Diddy was allegedly obsessed with recording everything that went on in his homes. Everything.
If they have 250 cameras they took out his house, they have a whole bunch of images or footage of things that were going on around his house. A lot of people might be running from that tape.
I don't think it's only celebrities going to be shook. He had politicians in there.
And the priests, and the pastors.
He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there.
He had, what's the boy name? He had Eddie Long, right? Not Eddie Long. What's the motherfucking name? He said, "Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed up?" TD Jakes. He had TD Jakes in that.
Diddy is a powerful person. You don't get to be a billionaire without being powerful and without being connected to powerful people. So Diddy knows politicians, entertainers, philanthropists, academics, you name it, he's connected to them. And so if we start unraveling the thread of Diddy's networks, you're gonna find a lot of people. And like Jeffrey Epstein, some of them might be implicated.
Do you find it a little hypocritical that there are a lot of people who are so silent now, who are so quick to canceling others when they're not involved or even remotely associated?
I fuck with him. That's the TMZ boy, right? I fuck with him. He asking some legit questions, like the right shit. He asking the shit I want to know. That's a good fucking question. Run it back. That's a good ass fucking question.
Unraveling the thread of Diddy's networks, you're gonna find a lot of people. And like Jeffrey Epstein, some of them might be implicated.
Do you find it a little hypocritical that there are a lot of people who are so silent now, who are so quick to canceling others when they're not involved or even remotely associated?
There is an interesting contradiction that we are witnessing in real time right now. There are people who are very quick to cancel people who are very quick to say, lock them up, throw away the key. At the same time, those very same voices are saying nothing about Diddy. Now, it's not because their morals have changed. It's not because their philosophy has shifted. It's a much more simple answer than that. They're scared because they're tied up with him some way.
Nah, fuck that. That might be one too, but fuck that. What it is they was getting something out of it too. You get rid of Diddy, they can't host these fucking freak offs. They can't host these parties. They can't do that. So that's some shit that only Diddy can do. Only Diddy can have the type of parties that he having. Only Diddy can have the freak offs that he having. Only Diddy can do that shit. Could you imagine if a motherfucker like who the fuck can we say? Will Smith, right? It ain't gonna hit the same. It ain't gonna hit the same. But P. Diddy doing that shit, man. As powerful as he is, I can't see past Will smacking Chris Rock. But Diddy, he'll blow your fucking car up. Diddy, he'll run up in your damn office, smack this shit out you, get his bodyguard stomp you the fuck out because they released a music video that he ain't went out yet. Will Smith not doing that. He too worried about summertime. He too worried about people keeping his wife's name. You know what I'm saying? I digress.
Somehow.
I think
they want to keep
there's a
having fun at the
possibility
party.
that people may fear that somehow he makes it out of this. And if he does, he's probably taking a long list of anybody that's speaking on things.
That's the only thing that bitch said so far that I'm like, yo, I agree with that. I agree with that. There's some folks that's like, man, if this motherfucker don't go to jail when I speak up, oh, that's that ass. That's that ass. See, right now they just keeping Diddy safe from the hurricane. Because the hurricane about to fuck up they rich island or whatever the fuck they call it.
And maybe also because everybody's done things that they wouldn't want people to know.
Like you.
And they fear that involving themselves in a conversation like that puts them at risk.
Yeah.
Cassie scared a whole lot of fucking men. There's people wrapping up their business nice and tight now.
I don't
because
think she like men.
There are many more.
And some people just aren't talking because they're afraid of retaliation from Diddy's adversaries. TMZ was scheduled to do an interview with one of Diddy's former employees for this documentary, one who was actually going to defend him. But they backed out, stating in a text, "I'm worried Diddy has many enemies. I'm afraid that if I give my thoughts on what I experienced, I may be ruled a target. I have a comfortable and cozy life, not sure if I want to disrupt it."
But Diddy does have some defenders who aren't afraid to speak out. And one of them is someone you would never, ever expect.
Hey, Chino, this shit getting wild, man. This shit is wild.
Responsibility for the so-called feud between East Coast and West Coast rappers, a feud that allegedly led to the murders of Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. Rap artists and producers call for an end to the rivalry and the violence. But how long will the peace last? Only time will tell.
Diddy and rap executive Suge Knight have been arch enemies for years. East Coast versus West Coast, Diddy's Bad Boy label based in New York, and Suge's Death Row Records based in LA. A rivalry that was incredibly bitter.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about the executive
all up in the videos.
All in the videos.
All up in the pictures.
All on the record. Dancing. Come to Death Row.
I know that
That's a fucking classic.
Are they crazy? I was like, wow, and I was like, I could blow this thing up right now,
And
see, he just said it. I could blow this thing up just like he did Kid Cudi Whip.
Sometimes it got downright violent.
A rivalry so bitter that it's led to the death of two of rap's most successful artists.
So you'd think Suge Knight would be reveling in all the allegations against Diddy, right? Wrong. I talked to him on the phone from a California prison where he's serving 28 years for a fatal hit and run. And what he told me blew me away.
My first reaction, it's not the reaction I thought I would have when it came to Puffy. You know what I mean? I thought it'd be a reaction like he got what he got coming because everybody know what's been going on. My reaction was actually different because I felt like, damn, the first thing came to my mind was, he had his sons, he had his daughters. My reaction was first about the kids. And the thing is, I feel it's a bad day for hip-hop. It's a bad day for the culture because it makes us all look bad.
I gotta say,
Hold on, Suge. That shit just surprised the fuck out of me. Because I got this image in my mind of Death Row Suge. You know what I mean? Gang, gang. Don't give a fuck about shit but Death Row. You know what I mean? We gonna whoop your ass to get you in, and we gonna fuck you up to get you out. You know what I mean? That's the Suge Knight I got in my mind. That shit just blew my mind right there, though. I'm not even gonna hold you. Prison. That's that prison Suge.
I am shocked at what you just said.
Me too.
I thought you were going to almost kind of dance over his troubles now just because of your history.
You know what I mean?
And the grace you're showing toward him and his family. I don't know, it's kind of remarkable to me given the history of you two guys. What changed with you?
I'm not the type of guy to cheer for people's downfall. And if somebody get killed or something happens to them, I'm not going to pop champagne bottles. And if I have a problem with Puffy, that's for him and I to sit down in a room and resolve it. So for the tragedy on both sides, the victim to him, that's definitely not nothing to cheer about.
There are so many allegations now of, sex trafficking and drugs and all sorts of things. Did this just come from out of the blue, or was there kind of a buzz
that some of this might have been going on with Diddy for a while, if any of it's true.
I don't think Cassie a liar because we know what type of stuff goes on. And I just say it like this. I don't think Puffy needs to be destroyed or hung or put to death for. I think that Puffy, or if it's me or anybody else, we should be able to tell our truth. By telling our truth, we can't change the past, but we can help the present and we can help the future. So if Puffy tells his story uncut, he can help everyone. Let him tell the truth.
Do you think that the silence of people in the music business and in entertainment generally over what's going on with Diddy right now, with all of the allegations and lawsuits, do you think that silence is really kind of rooted more in fear, that they're afraid, oh my God, I have associations too? Because that's sort of what you just alluded to.
I think they silence is guilt. Guilty, guilty, guilty. If they walk like a duck, quack like a duck,
it's a
gonna be a
motherfucking duck.
I don't think one person around who was hanging with Puffy, who's not acting like Puffy. So as the feathers flock together. What do you think? They all gonna stick together to keep everything swept under that rug. If they lift that rug up, you're gonna find a whole bunch of shit that you don't want to see.
Yo, he's speaking facts. Suge is speaking fucking facts. I never thought I'd say this shit ever in my life, but yo, Suge, I'm fucking rocking with you on this one, man. He's speaking straight fucking facts. And even if you don't realize it, when the type of motherfuckers, when y'all all get together and you hang around your friends, like your real close friends and shit, y'all all start to like, y'all got y'all shit that y'all do when y'all all together, right? And it's just some shit, but like, yo, I do this with this group of friends. You don't do that with acquaintances and like if you and your coworkers go get some drinks and shit. You don't do that with them. But your hardcore down to earth niggas, that's the shit you do that shit with, man. You be like, yo, you ride or die? We ride or die. We all ride or die. So they was riding or die with Puff, right? Everybody want to do that illegal shit. Everybody want to do that gangster shit, right? But not all of them want to fucking go to jail. Not all of them want to be tied to it, have allegations drawn up against them with that shit. Nobody want that. Nobody want to be the known freak in the streets. But everybody want to be a freak behind the Puffy doors. Everybody want to be a freak behind Puffy doors. But when they step out of Puffy house, they want to go home and take a shower, act like they can wash that shit off. No, y'all all fucking nasty. All the motherfuckers in the industry, all the motherfuckers in the rap game and all that shit, they all fucking nasty. They some fucking freaks. There's a couple genuine ones out there that ain't nasty. They ain't freaks, that don't be getting into that type of shit. But the vast majority of them are all freaks. They all nasty. They all fucked up a little bit in their mind. That's why you gotta be a little fucked up to be good at what you do, to be great at what you do. You gotta be a little thrown off. You know what I mean? People gonna say, "Oh, this motherfucker fucked up." No, he ain't fucked up. They got that drive, that passion. You just don't understand it because you ain't trying to do shit. You know what I mean? Everybody quick to call motherfucker an asshole when they running shit. Oh, you an asshole. No, yeah, but motherfuckers be like, yo, man, Jordan, you an asshole. Yeah, Jordan was an asshole, but they was winning with Jordan. You know what I mean? Everybody called him an asshole after they retired and all that good shit. Nobody want to say it to his face in the locker room. Nobody want to say it to Diddy face at the freak off. Now Diddy got booked. Now everybody want to talk. Well, no, anybody saying shit because they don't want to be tied up in that shit. They don't want to be considered as nasty as him. They don't want to be considered as fucked up as him. They don't want to be tied to the negative shit that's coming along with it. That's why they're not speaking the fuck up. That's part of it. And the other part is they might be scared. They might be the fuck scared. They was all cool up in them bedrooms getting the baby oil splashed the fuck up on them. You're right. It was cool when they was getting them rings. See, you talk about getting rings. They was cool when they was getting that baby oil thrown the fuck on them. They was cool when they was getting rubbed the fuck up, rubbed the fuck down, licked the fuck up, licked the fuck down, whatever they was getting into. Now, they are scared. They don't want to be considered like the allegations that's against Diddy. They don't want that shit. Jamie Foxx don't want to be out here and motherfuckers looking at him like, yo, he just vile. Mary J don't want to be out here motherfuckers watching Power and they can't watch Power no more because they like, yo, she fucking trifling. Can't sing a song, can't dance cause you trifling. You know what I mean? They don't want to do that shit. They don't want to be considered as bad and as trifling as the shit that they bringing up against Diddy. That's all that is. Yo, man, shout out to Suge, man. Shout out to Suge. He just was speaking some real shit.
One person who could literally hold the key to Diddy's future and freedom is a young man named Brendan Paul.
Brendan was the only person arrested and charged on the day of those raids back in March. Authorities say they found cocaine and marijuana candy in his luggage at the airport where Diddy was questioned.
According to Rodney Jones' lawsuit, Brendan is Diddy's drug mule, who allegedly acquires and distributes Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. Jones also claims Brendan was responsible for paying prostitutes for the freak-off parties.
I'm particularly interested in Brendan Paul because he's 25 years old and he's allegedly the one who's obtaining drugs for P. Diddy. It's interesting, such a young guy. I don't know if that indicates that P. Diddy's organization is as large or as complicated as perhaps the feds would need to make it out to be.
Why are they trying to play that 25-year-old? He's a fucking kingpin.
Only 2 years out of college, Brendan became part of Diddy's inner circle. On social media, he's seen celebrating at Diddy's latest album release party.
Brendan's one of Diddy's assistants. We used to play ball together, kick it. Producer, has an artist. He's a pretty cool dude. He and Diddy, he was Diddy's assistant. I mean, he was with him all the time, so they had a cool little, relationship, a cool little brotherhood.
Brendan was released the day after his arrest on a $2,500 bond. His attorney has refused to comment on the case, but given his proximity to Diddy, authorities are no doubt interested in what he saw behind closed doors.
The feds are going to be looking for anybody close to P. Diddy or whoever their targets are in this investigation to essentially turn on the people that they're most focused on. So they're going to be looking to cut deals. They're going to be looking to grant immunity deals. They will be looking for those people around the center of the orbit to turn on their targets.
The feds have their work cut out for them, especially if they want to get Diddy on the more serious charge of sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking, when looking at adults involved in a crime of that nature, the feds are required to actually prove that there's force or coercion that's involved in addition to the commercial situation that's going on. So in addition to just payment, they're going to need testimony and evidence that these individuals were actually forced or coerced to engage in these sexual acts or the ongoing sexual business that they're alleging occurred here.
I have heard the stories regarding Diddy having prostitutes that willingly want to go with him across state lines. But there's a couple things that need to be looked at in regards to that. Was there a power dynamic? Were they fearful? Was something making it so that they felt that they needed to, or else there would be consequences for not? It just takes one of them to be doing this against their will for that to be human trafficking.
One thing that could help the Fed.
What? Run that back. What?
Was there a power dynamic? Were they fearful? Was something making it so that they felt that they needed to, or else there would be consequences for not? It just takes one of them to be doing this against their will for that to be human trafficking.
This is a legit question. And excuse my level of ignorance. If you're in a relationship, right? If you're in a bad relationship and you refuse to leave out of fear, right? And you guys are physical, but the partner's only physical with you out of fear, is that trafficking? Is that trafficking? Or do it have to be multiple people?
Trafficking.
One thing that could help the feds, Cassie Ventura can still be compelled to testify against Diddy in federal court, even if
she agreed not to talk as part of the settlement.
Witnesses can be forced to cooperate, they can be subpoenaed and brought in, and that's something that the feds have the power to do. That goes beyond just the idea that perhaps he's settled lawsuits, for example, with Cassie. She can still be subpoenaed, she can still be brought in and essentially made to tell the truth, and if she doesn't, face her own consequences.
In fact, as those raids at Diddy's home were going down, Cassie's lawyer posted on X, "We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct."
So then what's the point? No, because why can't they say no? Are you being forced to say yes? In a way, yeah. Because if you're scared, then you're not going to say no. You mean the prostitutes, or you mean the question I asked about being in a relationship? Because you don't have to physically say no or yes, but if you're getting your ass whooped and you just do it because you don't want to, you're too scared to say no, then what? You are being forced to say yes in a way, just not physically saying, well, verbally saying yes. You're just too scared to say no.
I think he's going to have a very difficult time.
And then back to this real quick. Hold on. What's the point of getting paid?
In fact, as those raids at Diddy's home were going down, Cassie's lawyer posted on X, "We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning."
I'm just generally asking, because I'm like, the way that it was worded by the way the young lady said it is like, you could be in a relationship and that could technically be trafficking if you're in an abusive relationship. Because if you feel the pressure to do something or not do something, then, and then the parameters that she gave, you could technically be in an abusive relationship and that could be trafficking. But I don't know. I don't know all the technicalities and all the legalities that go into it. I don't know. We will always support. Yeah, so let's get back to this shit real quick.
Cassie's lawyer posted on X,
what's the point of you getting
"We
paid
will always
off?"
support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct.
Yeah.
I think he's.
So if the cops could come and get you again, then what's the point of me paying you off? I might as well take you to court. I don't think that's trafficking if he wasn't forced into the relationship. Okay. But what if you can't get out? What if you can't get out? You know what I mean? What if you think you're in a relationship and then come to find out there's 30 others in the same situation like you?
Going to have a very difficult time getting out of this one, because you've got the magnitude of the federal government now that is coming in, and so in my opinion it's going to be near impossible for him to get out of.
Everybody put your glasses up in the air. Let's take a toast to Sean Combs.
If you would have asked me 20 years ago what Diddy's legacy was, I would have said he was one of the stewards of one of the most important and beautiful moments in hip-hop. If you would have asked me 10 years ago what Diddy's legacy was going to be, I would say he was the template for the billionaire rap star. Now, in the aftermath of all these allegations, all these rumors, all these innuendos, I don't know what Diddy's legacy is going to be. It's really still an open question.
Everyone who interacts with him has their own version of how they would describe him. To some people, he's a saint. To some people, he is their hero. To some people, he is a monster. I think it's just all about how people interact with him and what they've experienced and witnessed being around him.
What would I want people to know about Diddy? That, you know, he's like any other man. He loves his mother, loves his children, takes care of a ton of people.
Why they play this
gives jobs to
Stevie J
a ton of people. Even when the scenario was going on, with all this is going on, people still call him, asking him for stuff, and he's still there for people. It's like, you know, he's a good dude. Are we all perfect? Nah, none of us.
Spread love. I love y'all. Love, 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 love.
savage. I'm a savage. Without y'all, I wouldn't be on this stage.
I done seen this dude shake back from some stuff, right? So I'm not gonna count him out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna make a prediction, but I'm gonna say, you know, I ain't gonna count him out.
Anyone on this earth
He know he
has
wanted
the
to make the
ability to
face.
be both good and bad, have done good things and bad things. So it's hard to just say this is a bad guy or this is a good guy. I don't even want to be forced into that place. For all my friends that love to throw the word karma around, my response was always, yeah, good luck. Karma's a poor man's excuse. I know a lot of bad people and they're not seeing karma. They're getting better and better. They're getting more and more. I witnessed it for years. I never thought I would see this.
Damn. Shout out to TMZ. Shout out to TMZ for the video. But one thing that they didn't bring up that I was hoping get brought up was the liquor shit. I talked about that a lot, but the liquor shit, man. That played a big part from my understanding on how shit's like how the snowball effect started. And there's nothing wrong with being a freak. Like it's the other shit. And then 50 Cent said something about, yo, you mess with the wrong runs, so mess with the wrong ones, civil cases become federal cases. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of how this shit is going down right now. That's kind of how this shit is going down right now on some shit. What y'all think about the chat bar on the side? Like, is it too much? Is it drawn? Should I make it disappear after a while? Should I shrink it? Like, what y'all think, man? Leave your comments. Suggestions in the suggestion box. That's crazy though. That's crazy. It's a lot going on right now, man. There's a whole lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world. We got hurricanes popping. We got this Diddy situation popping. We got Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero out, which I definitely have to get. We're going to work on that. We're going to probably go get that towards the end of the month. You know what I mean? We're going to jump on that. If you haven't seen it, we beat Black Myth Wukong last night. The VOD is up. You can go review the VOD and all that good stuff. But yeah, like, I'm down for suggestions. What we gonna do? What we gonna play? What you look forward to seeing? All that good stuff. All that good stuff. Open to suggestions. Follow me on Instagram. Same name on Instagram as it is on here. BrandX Brand. As you can see, pinned to the chat. Shout out to habits365.com. Go in there, use my name, BrandX Brand, get 15% off your purchase. All that good stuff. If you want to look out, show love and support, feel free, click the link. Can't find a link there, you can go on my social medias. The link is there, posted as well. Show love and all that good stuff. I'm about to get off this joint though, man. I'm about to get off this joint. My son is asleep. I'm about to be doing the same thing. That's why I was so quiet tonight. Y'all ain't hear my doodle butt running around this joint tearing up my bedroom. W Stream, man. W Stream, we learned a lot. You know what I mean? And if Diddy get booked, I mean, I just start hosting my own freak offs, man. You know what I mean? I might not have baby oil, but I got some Vaseline around here somewhere. Let me stop drawing. I'll go down there and get that cooking oil. Use some vegetable oil, some peanut oil, make it work. Got peanut allergies, yo, man. We just pull out the vegetable oil, some canola oil, you know what I mean? We can make it work. Yeah, I mean, I already got the white tee on, all white party. Puff, I'ma make you proud, dog. I'ma make you the fuck proud, nigga. Let me get out of here, man. I'm tired. I'm just talking crazy. I appreciate y'all showing love and support, man. Like I said, click the link. Use my name, BrandX Brand. 15% off your purchase, man. I'll let y'all see y'all tomorrow. I'll be on the show tomorrow.